Yo, it's AI the Anomaly, and I'm repping God over money. Listen, I want to tell y'all gotta go stream Soul's Acrylic right now. That's my latest album. Definitely gotta go hear it. And listen, you already know, I'm tuned in and chilling with That's Not Christian podcast.
And now, to the millions and millions of listeners and viewers all across the world, it's the That's Not Christian. Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Switch. I'm here with your man Jimmy. I'm here with your man Jay. I'm here with your boy Ant. And we have our very, very special guest back for another time. AI the Anomaly.
Hey.
Friend of the show.
Yeah. Man, I'm excited to be here.
Our first reoccurring.
Sis? Am I the first reoccurrence? Wow.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
Yeah, we don't like anybody else that much.
Do I get a trophy?
That's a lie.
Yeah, you get a gamification badge.
Nah, I gotta get a That's Not Christian jersey.
Send that.
Let's go. That ain't no thing. We send you a t-shirt and all that.
Yeah,
we don't got jerseys yet.
That's what's up. Send me
She's
a
on
shirt.
the list anyway.
Send me a hoodie.
Merch.
Got you.
For real. So what's going on, man? Yo, we had a nervous day today.
Man.
Right? Who's we?
Yeah, we.
TNC.
He's speaking French.
TNC, because if y'all don't know out there, this whole stock thing is going crazy, right? For y'all that are not familiar, Reddit has had a group of individuals who are basically pumping these stocks up, right? If you guys know, they pumped up GameStop.
Right.
GameStop was like what, $40 a couple days ago. Now it's at 300. Yeah, it's like it was at like $40-$50, and now it's at $300 a share.
Mm-hmm.
Just off of this Reddit community.
And this is also like a type of protest too, right?
Yeah, it's war.
It's like revolution. This is revolution right here.
Yeah, it's a war against hedge funds right now.
Nah, tell me more. What?
Yeah.
So what happens is that hedge funds, they bet on companies. What they call that? Short? Is it short?
Short the stock.
Shorting the stock.
They bet that it's gonna fail.
Right.
Okay.
So what happens is, these hedge funds are, they're betting that the stock is gonna fail, and once it meets a certain amount, they make money pretty much. These hedge funds.
Mm-hmm.
So some people that have the nostalgic feeling and feel like, we should save these companies. Say, why don't we invest in these companies? We're going to invest, we're going to save the company, and we're going to make money at the same time. So they have this whole Reddit community. First it started with GameStop. They had Express. What else? BlackBerry, right?
BlackBerry.
AMC. Nokia. A bunch of things. AMC is a big one because they're like, when outside ever opens up, we want to go back to the movies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We don't want AMC to go out of business.
No.
So our brother here, Jay, who's probably the most well-educated one when it comes to stocks.
The most invested, for sure.
The most invested tells us, yo, do y'all hear about the AMC stock? We're like, nah, what's going on? So he fills us in. We're like, all right, let's get into AMC. But that stock is volatile, man. That joint is all the way up, coming all the way down.
So to backtrack a little bit, because you went a little too far ahead. GameStop has been the most shortest stock, I think, if not history, but it's been a while. It's 138% of the stocks available are shorted, which is supposedly illegal as well. You can't be shorting the stock that crazy. So somebody,
because you setting it up to fail,
right? Mm-hmm. So somebody on Reddit from Wall Street Bets. Now these people, this community, they're known for, they do their due diligence and they look at the company and whatever. So they found that this stock was so shorted that they was like, yo, we got to do something. This is not right. This is not fair. All these hedge fund people, they're making billions of dollars. So they all got together. They started buying the stock until they formed a squeeze. Squeeze is when you have the same amount of short sellers, and then you have the same amount of people that are buying the stock for it to go up. And then eventually the squeeze happens, and then it just takes off. So that
And
happened.
people lose billions.
Yeah.
Billions. So that happened with GameStop. Today is the second or third day, I believe, on the run. So
Is it
Hit
third
like
or I think it's the
370.
second, right?
huh?
I think it's
Like
the
3
second
days
day.
now.
Is it
Yeah,
three?
The share price for AMC right now is $19.90.
right. That's what it closed
Yeah.
at.
Ooh.
So
Finna give me a couple shares.
It's a risk. It's a gamble though, because
It is. It is.
it's not even about like the financials or the due
Yeah.
diligence. This
yeah,
is just
yeah,
straight.
it's just people throwing money and send it to the moon.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So that's where the risk is. So now, with GameStop happening, AMC was also being shorted, up 38%, not 138, but still a good amount. So then a lot of focus was turned to AMC today. So it was going crazy pre-market. Then the market opened. Some of us bought in, and yeah. So if you're still holding on, and obviously we're not a financial, advisors, nothing like that. So you do this on your own risk. We don't know what might happen tomorrow or Friday. So
Yeah.
No idea.
So what's GameStop under? Because it's
a GME.
GME, yeah.
Join us
So
at
347 it closed today.
you said JME.
GME.
Got you.
GME.
Now, mind you, this stock just a week ago was $40, and at the beginning of the
Yesterday-
year, it was only 17.
That's crazy. Yesterday I was gonna jump in when I saw it at 99. I really thought about it. And then I think it closed like at 250 or 260 or something like that.
Yeah. So now there's like a whole big ordeal because so many people were buying the stock so much, a lot of the brokerages were down. And then a little later on in the day, turns out that one specific or two specific brokerages decided that nobody's allowed to buy GameStop. Nobody's allowed to buy AMC.
They shut it all
Nobody's allowed
down.
to buy. Yeah.
I was trying to buy this
BlackBerry.
morning,
Yeah.
and that joint got canceled. I tried again, canceled. I tried a different
Yep.
dollar amount. Canceled,
Wow.
canceled.
You know what I thought about with that, Jay? Do you think they did that because they have to cover it first?
What do you mean? Why?
So like Robinhood, right? Like they basically front me the money because they didn't take it out of my account.
Oh, so you didn't have the fund settled. That's
Right.
what you're saying. Oh, I mean, for Robinhood, maybe,
I
but
had the bread in there though.
yeah, for Robinhood, maybe, but Robinhood is known for this too. Like they like to pump. It's the millennial brokerage.
Right. But that's what I'm saying for something like that. I mean, I don't
could
know.
be.
But Robinhood never halted. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, the stock halted a few times.
The stock did, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's normal.
That was Wall Street.
Yeah.
So one of the brokerages, two of the brokerages were like,
Well, it's
can't buy
technically
no
one.
more, right?
It's technically one because Schwab bought TD Ameritrade, but they're
Okay.
still running separately for now. But TD Ameritrade was the first one to say you ain't buying.
There was like,
So
chill.
I tried to sell today earlier. Well, I didn't want to sell, but just to try it out to see if I was affected, and I was just getting error messages all over the place.
Wow.
Yeah.
glitching. And then one of the hedge fund companies, they had we lost like billions of dollars, right? Or $1 billion.
That's right. Yeah.
2.7.
Yeah.
Wow.
2.7 billion.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's just on GameStop. Just on GameStop.
Yeah.
But now it's causing a lot of attention. I mean, I heard it was brought to Biden's attention.
Yeah.
Uh,
they
yeah,
didn't want to
looking at
monitor.
it.
They want to monitor it. SEC wants to see
Oh
what's
God.
going
Here we
on.
go.
That's why they went private, huh? That's why they went private.
Ready to start monitoring something.
So apparently, Wall Street subreddit, they do this often because they're getting a lot of influx, new users and new people like posting a bunch of stuff. So what they do is that they close the subreddit only for certain members, and then they like clean up and then they reopen it again. For people who are banned, ban whoever needs to be banned. So that's why you see in aftermarket, AMC dropped like crazy because they thought, okay, it's over. Like SEC's coming, all this stuff. Yeah. But that's usually what happens.
1990. That's
Well,
it's
now
real
it's
tempting.
at in the aftermarket. It's at $14.
Yeah, it's like a 14. What was crazy was I told the guys, I was like, listen, I'm not gonna play anymore. I'm gonna, because this was strictly, I never invest like this. Never. I always check the companies and I'm in it for the long run. I never,
me too.
this is not Vegas for me. So,
No.
but today with AMC, I was like,
Today
okay,
was
I'm
Vegas.
Today was Vegas. I was like, with AMC
Today you
guys,
put all your chips in, huh?
I put some chips. And I told the guys, I was like, listen, I'm putting this amount. Whatever happens. If I lose it, then I'm at peace,
Yeah.
And I told them I put a sell order for $20, and I canceled it because I was like, man, this thing is gonna run even more. But it reached $19.90 at the end, which is what the closing price is. So the sell order wouldn't have even failed.
And it was what, $4 yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
$4.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what's crazy,
$4.
I was speaking to, well, I told you guys too, but I was speaking to comedian Chris, about AMC weeks ago. They were at $1.50. I was like, what do you think about the stock? Because, people are going to want to go back to the movie theaters, etc. And it was like up in limbo because they also were facing bankruptcy, but they got a loan and pretty much to cover it. So we pretty much said maybe not worth investing just because Disney Plus, Netflix, everything like that.
And everything's still closed.
That would have been crazy. You would have cashed out.
What? But that's
no, I wouldn't have cashed out. I would have still held.
You still
Until
would
tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
Yo, people
At
talking
$1?
about pushing it to 50.
Yeah.
Some are
50.
saying 100. They want to do
100.
Yeah.
They pushed to 50 or 100. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they pushed to 50 or 100.
I'm not gonna be here next week, fellas.
I'm not gonna be here next
I'm
week.
taking a vacation.
Oh.
But I was looking at even GameStop. Like there were times where it hit 139 and it'll dip all the way low to like 69, 79. You know what I'm saying? So I guess this is part of that. People buying and selling, but now it's at 300. You know what I'm saying? All of that to 300.
Dude,
right,
people woke up millionaires. Like people were posting in Wall Street Bets.
Yeah.
They were like, "Thank you. I invested like
Wow.
$60,000, and all of a sudden I woke up a millionaire." And it's like,
cashed out.
jeez,
I'm out.
The dude that found it, how much money did he make? I don't even remember.
30 million, that dude?
30 million? Yeah, that's insane.
Dang.
If he sold, which I'm sure he did.
If he sold.
I mean,
Yeah, at that point you got to take your profits.
yeah, I'm out.
But
I'm out.
he's known.
Yeah, I'm out.
This dude is known for finding these crazy stocks and these run ups because this isn't the first time. There was another company,
Wall Street
Kodak.
Bet?
Kodak, the camera company.
Yeah,
They ran up too a few months back.
and they ran it up, or was it?
Everybody ran with it. I didn't jump in. Yeah, but it's crazy. Yeah,
I know
But that's what these guys are known for. They literally gamble the money.
Yo, what's the life expectancy of these Wall Street dudes? Like, what, because this was stressful today, yo. So I know for somebody that does this on a regular, you ain't gonna live to spend all that money.
Yeah, you get emotionally attached. You like looking at your phone, like, oh, should I buy now? Should I sell now? Should I sell now?
Yeah.
Oh, you see the dips and then you see the jumps and then back down.
that's real stressful.
Yo, and even when you're watching it, like when I was watching AMC, that joint was jumping. Like it was like a slot machine.
Yeah.
And then I just see my notifications go off that Robinhood was canceling all my orders. Like cancel.
Wow.
Bro, you told me
Do you
that
guys
5 minutes
remember-
ago, but they were all pinging at the same time.
That's wild. Do you guys remember how much volume it was today? $1 billion?
1 billion.
Billion.
Billion. And mind you, Tesla doesn't even reach $1 billion. They only do like a couple million in volume.
Wow.
That's insane.
So it's a war. It's a war going on.
So what we looking? We looking at
No man to
tomorrow,
save
right?
from.
We looking
I
at
mean,
tomorrow.
we'll see what
My only
happens, right?
concern is when they try to start regulating, because that's like or the brokerages doing that. Like, come on.
But why would they regulate when you have the short sellers? Like, it's okay for the short sellers to,
right,
you know,
right.
Yeah, it's okay
put
to
all
keep
this
the
money in,
rich
but
rich.
Because
yeah.
the super rich own the government. What do you mean?
They gotta fatten them pockets.
Or they probably, with them like regulators, they probably make money off of they probably making money off of these companies. You know what I mean? Maybe with
Right.
violations and all these things, and they're like, "Yo, we gotta."
No, but one of the, I think it was, I don't know if it was you, Switch, or Jay. Somebody dropped a link in the chat where dude was talking. He was talking about like, GMC and them, right? Well, the car manufacturers, right? Like the government gave them money so that they wouldn't fail, and he was saying like, this is no different. This is the public giving them money so that they don't fail because AMC is too big to fail. GameStop is too big to fail. You know,
Right.
That other link, there was that guy, the one I can't remember his name, the one on CNN where he said, "This is basically revenge." He's like, all those kids that got that bail, when all those kids are now coming back, pushing AMC up and GameStop up because they were kids when the government bailed Wall Street out.
Yeah.
And these
lost
kids'
their homes
families
and all that
lost their homes and lost
Their
everything.
jobs.
They remembered
That's
they're
true.
coming back.
That's true.
They
What's
sticking
crazy? Yeah, that dude that was on CNBS. He's running for governor in California.
That dude?
oh, what?
Yeah, he's running for governor.
And he also he said he's taking all his gains and donating it.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm not there yet.
He even tweeted. He wants to like create a team to manage Wall Street Bet Fund. So on the Wall Street Bet subreddit, they put a post and they said like the top 10 people to see that this dude, I can't pronounce his name because it's very hard, but he's like top 10
Chalmers or something.
Was that the dude in the interview that was defending the people that were doing this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, same guy.
Yeah, because the news reporter was like, "Oh, this is wrong, isn't this?"
He was
wrong?
big mad, right?
Yeah, he was mad.
You know who his boss was?
He didn't even want to let him. He didn't want to let him.
He's like, "But isn't this wrong? Wasn't this company already going down? Isn't there no hope for this company?" Well, they said supposedly, I read somewhere that the amount that AMC stock went up, that it's helped it out at least for 6 months extra. So it hasn't really. Yeah,
$1 billion in revenue.
Yo, you know how many theaters they have?
I mean, what?
They have a lot of theaters.
Yeah.
Them joints been sitting vacant for a while.
Yeah, sitting vacant, employees.
So he's a CEO of Social Capital.
Yeah.
Chamath
Correct.
Palihapitiya.
Yeah, it's very difficult. He gets a lot of flack for Tesla as well because he's a big bull for Tesla. So
the dude from CNBC is Scott Wapner.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Tesla, your pastor helped catapult this, right?
That's right. God bless him.
your pastor.
Hey, I looked up like your pastor.
Hey, I was like, "Where your pastor?"
Who's your pastor?
Pastor Elon.
Oh yeah. Right, because he bought
Elon Musk.
He
the
bought
Church of Tesla.
Yeah,
Pastor
he's into
Elon Musk.
Scientology. He's into Scientology.
Wow, don't say that, y'all. That will hurt me.
Oh Lord.
Yo, that's not Christian, man. Slander.
But Elon, you saying that Elon, right? He had invested in GameStop too, right?
He didn't invest in GameStop, that we know of. But he just tweeted. He said, GameStop stonk, which is a term saying like it only goes to the moon. But the reason why he did that is because the dude Melvin from that short seller,
they were shorting Tesla, right?
They shorted Tesla initially, and Elon despises short sellers like with a passion, so much that he created shorts, like literally, to sell on the website. Yeah, because he was tired of short sellers. He hates them. He says they're just like scum and whatever. Like, how can you bet?
Like, buy my merch, link in bio.
Yeah, because you're betting on a company failing. You're like, oh well, the company's gonna fail.
Yeah.
And then doesn't they have to isn't there something where the company has to pay them in some kind of way or something like that, or they borrow money?
Well, so if they're shorting at a certain price, right? Let's just say they say the stock is really worth $5, right? And all of a sudden it goes to $500. They have to do the difference of that because now they're selling it at that price, at the higher price.
So that's how they lose money.
Yeah, because they got to cover, right?
They got to
cover their losses.
Come on, the hedge fund.
Yeah, any short seller.
Yeah. Right.
So then that pumps the market up more. And makes the price
now they
go
got to
up
pay. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's when we sell.
But we were having a conversation with Ann. Was like, I mean, okay, so this one hedge fund lost $1 billion, but how much do they make with all other stocks? Is that like chump change for them?
Right. I
more.
think that's
Losing
just
$1 billion
news.
is still $1 billion.
I mean, yeah, but if that's news, right? They lost 2.7 billion, but how much they made today?
Right.
Like that's the news because that's newsworthy. You lose 2.7 billion, man, but they didn't lose their job. I lose $2.7 thousand. I'm just panicked. I'm losing it.
I lose $2. I'm mad.
Yo, listen,
$2.
to the listeners and the viewers, pray for your boy Ant tonight because I hope he sleeps well.
I was wild today. Yeah, I lost it today.
Yeah.
I almost had road rage, everything.
Almost, no.
Wow.
Yo, he hit the dog. You hit the dog for no reason. Like, yo, get out of my way, man.
Everybody got it.
And then he had a whole pod to the head, right? Just to make up for it, to deal with the stress and pain and agony that he suffered.
Stress eating.
Yeah.
That was a bad
Peach
day.
cobbler. You had a peach cobbler, right?
Peach cobbler, yeah.
Yo, that sound good.
For real.
Yeah.
Well, y'all gotta understand, man. These stocks, they go up and down, and
That's why that's why I tell you guys. But man, no, we want our money now.
Yeah, we same day delivery. I
let my
need
money
all
sit
that.
there.
No.
Oh yeah.
I'm HODL gang, man. I'm HODL gang. I invested in crypto a while back, and I'm just sitting back.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That's an investment I wish I made a while back.
Word. Same.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a good time. That joint went from 40 to under 30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's got the
Yeah.
potential.
Yeah.
Let me look and see.
Word.
Look, we're gonna have AI. Well, AI, you've been doing your portfolio too, right?
Yeah, I got a hefty situation going.
Let's go.
I believe in multiple streams and investing money. So
Amen.
I invested in most of the things I invested in are produce products that I use. So
Same here.
Sony, Apple,
Right, things that you're interested
Amazon, because I feel like my
money
money's
in
coming
it.
back
Good.
to me in some kind of way.
Right.
But yeah, man, I think it's important. Oh yeah, it's at 30. Yeah, I keep saying I keep going up and down about the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. I just don't think I understand it all the way. That's the other thing. Before I invest in a company or invest in something, I'm like doing heavy research and trying to see their trends and seeing. I just want to make it make sense.
Right.
It's because I invest and I let it sit. You know, so I want to see my money over time increase.
Right.
And then,
Makes sense.
like there's one Plug Power. Y'all heard of that?
Yeah.
And listen,
They getting. What about Neo? You got Neo?
no, do I have? That sound familiar.
That's the EV. That's supposed to be
The other
China's
energy.
Tesla. Yeah, that's like China's Tesla.
Oh, wait, yeah. I heard about that one.
Yeah.
See, I went on an energy research at one point because I felt like that makes a lot of sense because it's future. It's now and it's future.
Right.
So when I looked at Plug Power, it's about a year or so ago, and Yeah.
Oh, you got in
Chilling,
early.
AI's chilling, yo.
You got in early.
Okay.
Yo, son, that joint was like
The joint skyrocketed.
$4. That joint was like $4 a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the one I didn't load up on actually. I loaded
If
up on
you
another
invested
company.
like a year ago, you looking real nice right now.
Good right now.
Yeah, we
But
were
that's like-
talking about that one.
That's like Neo. They well, I seen a meme or on IG, and they were like, if you invested your stimulus in Neo earlier when they gave you the stimulus, it was at like $4. You
Back
would
in
have had
March?
17,000. Yeah, you would have had 17,000.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Right.
What's
now.
that under?
And
NIO.
NIO.
But now you got a Gucci belt
Yeah.
and some loafers.
Or some off
And some
white.
Jordans.
That's what I be trying to tell people, especially my youth.
Right.
I be trying to tell them. I had like put together a program that was based off of teaching young people about how money works. And just creating like, I don't know, what did we do? Creating fake portfolios and stuff like that, and just like saving money, and then connect it with some banks in the local area so that they could come and talk about finances and stuff. But I broke it down to them about the sneakers. They was losing their mind about it because I said the sneakers that you go so hard in getting,
Right.
they only cost this much to make.
Yeah.
And then, when everybody's off that trend, it's over. Why not take
Right.
the same amount of money that you would spend on some sneakers, which is like $200, and put it into stocks, or put it into your savings, and put a little money into it every month or whatever, and then see what you have. But the generation that is right now, and was during my time too, we're like I gotta
You wanna
have
look
it
fly.
now. I gotta look fly, definitely. But whatever it is, like I need my money and I need it now kind of situation,
Right.
Instant gratification.
Yeah, the instant gratification. So I remember those times when I got my first check. I was like, oh shoot, I'm about to go get me
I'm
some.
rich.
Yeah, man. And it hit me at that time, like we went to a program where we learned about taxes and stuff like that, which was cool, but it's nothing. It's one thing to learn about it, and then it's another thing to get your check
To
and be
apply
like,
it, right.
wait, I calculated this much times this much and it would equal this much, but this is not what the check is saying. I remember going to my mentor like, where's the rest of my money? Because it's not here in this check. And they kind of broke it down to me, and I'm like, dag, yo, that's crazy. How taxes will take money out, and
Right.
you gotta be wise with your money.
Absolutely. I seen that kid. You guys remember that kid that was in the car talking about the felines? You
It's
don't
not
gotta
about
look
what
fresh.
you wear. Yeah.
And then you saw that meme?
Yeah, I saw it. Then now he's in Yeezys.
Now he in Yeezys.
And you could
posted
probably
up.
afford them Yeezys though.
Maybe. Probably true.
Yeah.
Probably
true.
put stock. You probably put stock in them. Hey,
Yeah.
I told my son, I said the only way I'm gonna get you some Jordans is if we got stock and Nike.
Wow.
That's
And
what
so we
I
got
did.
stock in Nike, and I was like, okay,
That's what
you
I
got to
did.
come up with half of it.
Nice. Wow,
Shoot.
that's good. Because they ain't going to teach you that in school.
Nope, they're not.
Never.
You ain't not going to learn that.
Teach you how to be a worker.
Imagine that, them teaching us how to be better.
Teaching you to be a
Nah,
worker and a
they-
consumer.
They just want us to. They want to teach us how to be confused.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Wow,
Let's get into some trouble.
So AI, you work, you currently work in the school?
Yeah, well, yes, I get contracted to work in schools, different organizations, throughout the city and other cities too. Right now, I'm doing I call it residency, ongoing program with students in Atlanta. So it's a
Wow.
virtual program.
that's
The
dope.
program is called We Live to Create. So that's the organization, and they're out in Atlanta. and they work with multiple schools in Atlanta, and they get different artists or different entities to come in and teach the students, whether it be producing music or, creative writing. In my case, photography. They even do dance and some other things. And yeah, I teach youth how to tell stories, really is what it is. Tell stories through photography.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
So everything is virtual though, right? Right now.
And well, yes and no. So I know me, and I know I work best when I'm teaching hands-on, when I'm doing hands-on learning. And so in the beginning it was real difficult because it's like, dag, most of my income, believe it or not, a lot of people look at me as a photographer and believe that I'm like out taking pictures and doing stuff like that. But most of my income comes from teaching, because that's really what I'm good at. I'm good at teaching youth, adults, or what have you. So most of my income comes from schools and contracts with organizations. They closed them schools down. I was like, dag, what else? How else? How else can I do what I do? And so I went to the virtual space, and then I started doing speaking engagements virtually. I did a couple of graduation speeches to schools, which I found was not only is it inspiring, but it's like, wow, this is actually a lucrative situation where I'm pre-recording myself doing a speech and things like that, and I get to impact youth in this way. But then it's just a lot of virtual situations, and it gets heavy. So the point that I was making was I had to create a circumstance in which I felt like, yes, this is what I love. So I put together a team of young people, which I call them young creatives. And I take them and we go to different spaces, like different museums or what have you, and we create art. We respond to art with art. So I just did a video not too long ago called Black Is. And the students came up with a poem, came up with some visual ideas. We styled it and everything and put it out there. Right? Yeah, my son was in that. And two other young ladies were in there. So yeah, that's my opportunity to kind of do hands-on stuff. So I love it. I love it.
That's dope, because like I know remote learning for teachers that I know, they're like, they hate it.
Yeah. My husband is a teacher, and he is having a tough time. I gotta watch what I say.
Yeah.
I gotta watch what I say.
Yeah, we've had conversations about that.
It's challenging.
Yeah.
But it is challenging, yo. That's a lot, man. I be hearing them in the kitchen, calling out names and stuff, and students not turning in work, or the thing that I hear most often is, Mr. Cook, my iPad is about to die and my charger isn't working. Be like, okay, well, we just started our school day.
That's
all
the
right.
new my dog ate my homework. That's the new one.
Right. Wow.
But so like I see that being difficult, not only on the teachers but also on the students, plus the parents, yo. So it's just a really, really challenging circumstance right now, which is why like I went into my little creative closet to think of like, okay, what can I offer that's going to engage young people in a way in which they'll be excited to be part of the process. You know what I mean? So I've been finding my little ways. I got my little ways, and I've been finding a lot of success in it. As a matter of fact, I'm part of a contract right now with Ralph C. Wilson and some other partners where they basically are giving 1,000 youth $1,000 each.
Wow.
So that's $1 million to tell their stories about what they would like to see in after school programs. in kind of in this space now. And so I was the one who came in and facilitated the roundtable discussions with the youth virtually. We got a lot of good feedback, and then I coached and mentored students on getting their stories together. And then now we're getting ready to walk into this next phase where I'm going to facilitate workshops for organizations to get ready to fill out applications to and read the stories of the students in order to try to come up with the idea or the platform or what have you in order to give the students the stories or make their dreams come true, basically, create an after school program that meets the needs that the students said that they wanted. So it's a pretty interesting organization and project, and I'm excited to be part of it. And it's just all right here in the studio. I didn't go anywhere.
Right.
All of this work being done right here, so it's cool.
And that's dope that you created that you put in the, the time and the effort to say, well, I want to make this more interesting for the students and myself, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially like we've been hearing about like suicides and, depression and just kids now not being able to socialize.
Man.
They socialize, they see each other on the camera, but they don't have that in physical interaction.
Yeah.
We were reading an article on CNN. It was like they were saying there's a rise in suicide. The rise in suicide pushed one of the 5th largest school districts to basically push to have people come back to in-person learning. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to push for that because the rise in the suicide, I think there was like 19 in that district.
Right.
Before that, it was like 9 or something like that, or something like single digits. So yeah, it's interesting to hear that you're saying that, you know what I mean, and you really put in that effort to make it interesting.
And this is why I wanted to talk about this particular topic, is because I see this stuff firsthand. Like when I was engaging with the students during the facilitation of the roundtables, man, these kids, they're hurting. So you and a lot of the students shared different things. So I wanted to create a space in which students understood when we're talking in this space, your voice is important. It's not a situation of, I'm an adult, but I'm just here to facilitate and kind of guide you into filling out your voice that you may not have known was there. So I want you to be true and to speak and to say what it is you want to say, because at first they're like kind of tiptoeing around stuff. Because for young people, when they see adults in the room, they most likely think school or home, and I have to perform in this kind of way. And so when they began to be encouraged to like speak, like say what you need to say, right. They started to share stuff like this one kid, man. This one kid talked about how school and after school programs was his way of escape, bro. Like, come on, like his way of escape. Wow. And the things that were happening at home are a constant burden for him. So he's like, imagine just being at home and this is all I face every day, and there's no escape for me. I cannot leave. So I get that, man. And then it's not only that kid, but multiple other students who are at home and either their father and their mother are working and no one's paying attention to them, and they got brothers and sisters that they have to run around and chase, but also have to be on virtual learning where it's still all day, which that's a whole nother thing. Like all day, they should have cut that thing in half. But like the different things that young people are going through is just really sad, and they're always on the bottom of the questioning. Like no one's asking young people, how do you feel about virtual learning? Is this an option we should go for? Or how would you feel about these different things that are going on? It's just like, oh, a pandemic. Oh, schools are closed. Oh, we got to open schools back up. Oh, let's do virtual learning. Oh, let's have them stay. Like, it's just, You know, it's no, hey, students, like, you're going to have to do this. Let's ask you. No one looks at kids as consumers. You know, they are truly the consumer, you know, the parent and the child. The child has to go through the process of the day of school time,
Right.
you know, and it's really sad. I work with a lot of different organizations. Is one other organization where I have students who are more on the side of trauma, you know, the traumatic circumstances they're coming from, and they are like, you know, that one more step, and it's like, I'm done with life, I'm finished. So when I saw this link that y'all sent me, I'm like, man, that's crazy. So then it's my job, right, to try to design programming and curriculum that will engage young people and to help them cope through the arts. And so the one program where I'm dealing with these students who are at high risk of suicide, I created a program for them through creative writing, believe it or not. I remember the first day I came into the virtual room, and they're like, well, writing? I said, yeah, but it's not writing in the way you think.
Right.
Like, we're going to write like this. And, the stuff that they wrote about, and then we do photography too. But the way in which I go about helping students find their voice in writing, and it's not like you're going to write an essay about this. It's like you're going to experience writing in a different way. I'm going to push you to push your perspective on things that you would have never thought of. Like the pen in your hand. If you drop that pen, how would it feel? Now imagine you're that pen.
Yeah.
Now write in the pen's perspective. What did the pen say when you dropped it?
Oh wow.
How does it feel? What would it do if it had arms, legs? What would it do? You know, and then that just stuff like that, and then that just catapults them into another thing.
That allows their imagination to go wild, right?
Bruh. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the writings that these students created and the photos, and we're gonna put it in a book. And then we're going to give the books away to another entity of students who are at high risk of suicide, of issues, those that have trauma in situations. We're actually creating a journal out of it. So we'll have prompts on there for students to go forth and, you know, create from there. So it's definitely dope. And to see students start off with like, we're writing, to then like, yo, what we writing today? To like, yo, like, yeah, let's give it away to other students. Bruh, yo, I love it. I see me in these kids, you know, that's what keeps me pushing. Like that was me, you know, being in circumstances like that. So yeah, man.
That's pretty dope. My boy Les, he did a photography class, and they had him. It was pretty interesting. It's pretty embarrassing at the same time.
With the snacks.
Because we had to AI chomping. But we had he basically had
I muted myself though.
It's all good. He grabbed the bear, and it was called Barely Loving. So with the bear, he had to create like a love story with the bear. So what he does, he's the photographer, but he's like, yo, Switch, I need you to help me out. I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, I need you to take pictures with this bear and act like you're mad at it. I'm like, what, dude? Or put the bear around you. I'm gonna send y'all pictures. This joint look wild. Like when y'all see her, I'm like, nah, I was getting trolled for a while. But it was interesting though, because you know,
we need to post that to the TNC.
He put together
Instagram account, man.
I will post some memes of y'all. Y'all better stop, man. Yeah, so it was interesting though, because after the photos were done, you basically created the story. You know, you saw me sitting on one side, mad at the bear, and you know what I mean. But the creativity behind it was just like, yo, Barely Loving. You know what I mean? And that was the title, and then everything just came in. I was like, yo, that's pretty dope. So I'm sure those are things that you're doing where you're putting in that creative mindset that makes it interesting for people. You know what I mean?
It's all about perspective. That's what I try to teach my students. Like, think beyond. You know, and that's part of the reason why I love photography so much. Photography, like when I teach about the camera, when I go into the basics, I talk about the camera as it relates to us as human beings, right? Because who's on a camera, you have, don't get me teaching, right?
Let's
go.
This particular camera, right?
I got my
Old
camera
school
ready.
joint.
Let's go.
Oh shoot, here we go. So all cameras are basically the same.
Wait,
You
how
know,
old is that camera you got in your hand?
This
right
joint
now?
is in 1920s,
Wow.
1920s or 1930s. It's an Ansco.
And they still have film for that?
I'm not sure. I have a whole collection of cameras. A lot of them I don't use. They just sit.
Okay.
And then I get to do stuff like this when I go into a school. I'm like, what do y'all think this is? They're like a purse. I don't know. I said, this is a camera. And they're like, no, it's not. I'm like, no, it really is. And then I get to do this, pull it out. Everybody's like, oh my
Wow,
God.
that's fire.
So I get to, bring cool little gadgets and stuff like this. But I tell youth, I'll bring something like this, and then I'll bring my Sony 7S Mark II, and like that. I got cameras sitting all over the place. And then like a camera like this, right?
Yeah.
And so I tell them, like, they look different, but, they have a lot of similarities. And it's just like us as human beings. So you got the lens, which is like the eyes. It focuses the light into the camera. Then you have the shutter release button, which you push. And in my opinion, the shutter release button, when you push that, you're making a choice. So that's that decision making part, right? Like I get to choose what I'm going to capture. Then you got the viewfinder, which on here is right here. It's what you're looking through to kind of frame up your shot. And so I think of that as like goals. Like you have you are positioning yourself to view your goals. Anything in the frame that has nothing to do with your goals, you're going to reposition yourself or get rid of the distraction. You feel me?
Shove on.
And then you got your flash, which illuminates a dark space. And I talked to them about how that's knowledge. When you receive knowledge, it brightens up inside your mind. Like at one point, you didn't know what 2 + 2 meant. But then when you were taught, you know what 2 + 2 means now.
Right.
That's illuminating a space in your mind. And then talk about the body. The body protects the inside, just like our body protects our inside. And so I get to talk to them, especially this one school on the, I think it's on the west side, kind of sort of downtown area. Very diverse school. Students from all over, where English is a second language. And so I get to talk to them about like, we look different, but we have similarities. Like with the cameras. Yeah, these two cameras look completely different. We could talk about race, we could talk about ethnicity and all of those things. But the basic foundation of these cameras, they have the same. They have a body, they have lens, just like us. Right. We have a heart, we have a mind, we have thoughts, we have perspectives, we have experiences, and
I'm never gonna look at a camera the same anymore now.
Yeah, she's preaching.
I'm gonna look at cups. This is
right. So my basic approach to most of my curriculum is trying to teach young people about perspectives and understanding perspectives, because I feel that if you begin to understand perspectives, you'll begin to have empathy. You begin to understand, like you'll begin to take a step like, I might not do X, Y, and Z because I wouldn't want that done, or let me try to see it in their perspective. Just like I said about the pen, right? If I drop this pen, it's nothing to me. It's a pen. Oops, I dropped it. But the moment that I say, what would you think if you were this pen? Most kids look at me like, Miss, pens can't talk. What you talking about? I'd be like, but just walk with me with this. Yeah. Let's imagine that this pen is you. How would you feel if you were sitting on a shelf for a year?
Feel like Andy.
Or the other one, I'm trash.
Right. You're not getting used. Forky. What happens when all your ink dries up? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then from there, like kids are like just writing like, oh man, if I was this pen, I would say this, and this, and that. And then you come up, you got like stories.
Wow.
And what happens is I take them from there, and then I take them to saying, hey, you and you, I want y'all two to work together, and I want you to speak in the perspective of your partner. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh shoot, now I gotta hear you out. Now I gotta get to know you a little bit.
Right.
And, you know, if you're gonna tell my story, I need to tell
That's
you this,
good.
this, and that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And so just trying to like stretch their minds and, you know, get them to think and to care and have concern.
Right.
You know, and I think that's a cool way to do so, you know.
Definitely.
That's dope.
No, for sure.
I'm just thinking. I'm just coming up with ideas. In
Now
my
you
head.
looking around the room, right?
Yeah. You know, the pen is being used and abused. You know what I mean? Then my dog starts chewing on the pen. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
How does the
When
pen
it falls
feel?
on the floor,
Switch. How does it feel?
But
It
how
goes,
does it
ow. Get off me.
feel? Yo,
Let them pee on the pen.
that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
that's deep though.
Right.
It is.
definitely-
It's a whole lot of fun, and I do that with adults too. So I not only teach the students, I teach teachers, kind of basically the same thing. Because with that same kind of approach, I remember working with a group of educators. I went to Jamestown Community College. We had this residency. They had me there for like 4 days, and I spoke to a group of educators, and I gave them items just like I give students. And this one particular group of educators, I gave them a rock. And I said, typically when I give students a rock, like everybody's getting something, and a group of students will get a camera, right? And another group of students will get a phone, and it might be like cracked on the screen or something. And then somebody get a bottle. But that group that gets that rock, they be so mad. They be like, Miss, what am I supposed to do with this? It's a rock. What's a rock? And then I get to explain to them, like, okay, like what does a rock do? It just sit there. Well, think about it, like feel it, look at it. They touch it, they're like, oh, the rock is solid. You know, the particular rock that I have, because I collect these rocks, these like stones, the semi-precious stones, and that particular rock, if you look in the inside, it has all of these crystals in it, right? Mm-hmm. But if you set the rock down like this, you see just the rough parts of it on the outside. But until you actually pick it up and look inside, is when you realize, like, oh shoot, this rock is something special. You know, and so when the student then picks it up and looks like, oh shoot, wow, it has these crystals and stuff like that. And I say, well, who in your life you feel that at the first glance may not be what they really are? Like on the outside, they may seem mean or, you know, vindictive or whatever, but then when you get to know them, they're actually a beautiful person. And they're like, oh, that kind of reminds me of this person or that person, you know. So I'm telling the teachers about this. They were like, oh. And I said, you have to look at your students just like you look at this rock as well. On the outside, you see one thing, but you may have to work with them. You may have to encourage them. You may have to push them. And then I give my story like, yo, I was that kid that was getting on your nerves. Right. I was that kid that was pushing your buttons. No one expected that I would be where I am today. Wow. But it took some teachers to pick me up and to tell me, like, yo, if you really look close, little girl, you got potential. Like, if you really push yourself, you got some potential. And I said, there's a lot of students that's going to get under your skin. They're going to really test you, but you have to stay focused on the goal. Teaching them. Just teach. Right. Teach. You can't take stuff.
AI talk to my daughter. You know what I mean? She's going to have a convo with her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, look, man. You need to get some new perspectives.
Hey, but you gotta send that cash app though, Switch. You gotta support these rappers. You gotta support them true, because they ain't doing shows right now. You know what I mean? So you gotta send that bag, yo.
That was interesting. Young Noah had put up a statement like that, right? Saying that to bless your favorite artists, because right now no one's touring, no one's doing shows. Yeah, and the comments were pretty interesting.
Oh, word.
Were they?
Some of them.
What they say? What? Because
Hey, what they were saying?
So one was, well, majority of people was like, yeah, that's a great idea. I was thinking about that or whatever. And then there was one that was just like, he don't think that you should, because everybody's hurting.
Oh, because everybody's hurting, so you need to be hurting too as an artist.
right.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Well,
interesting.
podcasts are hurting too. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you hit that link in the bio.
Yeah, we hurting right now, man.
Body's hurt.
Or you just got to get creative and
Right.
offer
do you think that's
new
lazy?
products or services.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Do
do you
I
think
think
that's
it's
kind of
lazy?
lazy? Yeah.
I think it could be. I mean, can we look at it as another way to gain some kind of monetary support? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like someone like me would be like I did. Like, okay, well, I'm not touring, but see, the thing is with me, I'm not reliant on just the music.
Right.
I learned earlier on
Multiple
that it's
streams, right?
important to have multiple streams of income so that if anything was to happen, I still have somewhat of a steady flow of income where I don't feel hurt. And also that's important because then I don't feel like I need to compromise. If you feel like you're being taken care of through income coming in, I don't have to compromise and start doing certain things like, oh, hey, I'm about to do. I ain't even going to go there.
Right.
Come on, let's get into trouble.
I don't feel like getting in trouble right now. But yo, like having those multiple streams of income, when my income got hit within my business and my company, I had to really think. Now, even within my company, I do multiple different things. So I got multiple things going on.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I had to figure out like, this bulk of my income is just gone right now. So what do I do? I have to think and I have to be a creative problem solver. I have to use creativity. Like, okay, in what ways can I continue to bring in income and do things that I love to do by, with whatever I have? And I said virtual learning. But, I think that us as artists, we just have to think outside the box. I feel like I'm talking a lot. My bad.
You good.
But one of the things that I did, one of the things that I did earlier on. So every time I have a project, which I need to do it again, but it's kind of difficult. It's been busy. I do a blank canvas paint party or a paint session or whatever.
Yeah.
And so the first few ones that I did were in real life, but in person. In person, right. So, and it was great. I have a collection of individuals who come and, they get to paint, a portrait based off of a track from my project, and they buy merch and they perform. And I also, because it's who I am, I'm going to bring an entity to come in and talk about whatever issue the song is dealing with, because most of my music is about social issues. So when the pandemic hit, I'm like, how do I do this? Like, I need to keep engagement and I need to bring in some kind of monetary funds. Well, I'm going to take it and I'm going to do it virtually. So I went and got connected to the artist that I usually do it with and had him do a virtual thing. I had people in that, we had 30 people.
Wow.
Let's go.
And I had people from Atlanta, Texas, New York City, Chicago, different places that came to the blank canvas paint party. And, we mailed out the canvases to everybody, to paint to everybody, and they tuned in. We had technical difficulties, of course, but still, we had a really great time. And people were able to support me as an artist, but I gave them something that they could enjoy and feel like, this was actually worth my time, money.
That's really good.
Experience.
Because you gave him an experience, versus just like, send the cash app.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what
I feel like it's still my thing is this though, like what he's saying is still a way. It's still a way. It's
Right.
just,
Don't
it's
rely
that
on it.
way. I wouldn't do that because that's just not that's not the way that I move. But that's still a way to do stuff, and
Right.
people have their ways.
I mean, the way he said it though, right? He was like, "Well, they've been giving you music all these years. Pay. You should give them some money, but you ain't paid for that album."
I mean, that's real difficult, bruh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the way he said it, it was like, really, dude. I mean,
Well, I
mean,
think for us, the fans is like, it's a form of entertainment, right? In a way, or I mean, people take it as ministry or whatever other ways that they see hip hop and Christian hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But there's still something like tangible there. You know what I mean? You get an experience like
right,
In return.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
AI's way, yeah, that's definitely dope. You know what I'm saying? And that's a great interaction between fans and an artist.
right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
Or
So
get
who
them
would
a
it-
Patreon
right.
page.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But give your members something. Like I got a Patreon page,
Right.
because I wanted to do more with my students here. The group that I talked about earlier, young creatives. I want to do more with them, and sometimes that needs monetary support. So,
Sure.
but the Patreon page is like different tiers will get you different things, and I'm always sharing with them the work that I'm doing with the youth. So on their end, they're like, man, I get to see how I invested. I get to see what you're doing with the money that I'm investing in, but I'm also getting to see behind the scenes footage of videos. I'm getting to see music videos before everybody else does. I'm getting to hear music, before everybody else does.
Exclusive content.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So just but that's work though.
It's work. Yeah.
That's work.
It is. But
You don't work, you don't eat.
right. But that's dope.
Preach.
Right, but that's dope, right? Because like you said, you're giving them experience. It's so they're willing to do that, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sending Fat Joe my Cash App and he was just dancing on a yacht, yo. Well, I'm not
Nah, he has an OnlyFans now, and he's playing 1-on-1 with Khaled.
See?
See them? Yeah, he got
See?
that.
People
See?
pay for that to see
That
him
work.
I don't
play
know.
Khaled online.
And he's hosting mixtapes too, right?
Huh? Oh yeah,
He's
he's
ho-
hosting
he's-
the mixtapes.
But there's a lot of artists that are doing that now, right? That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
if y'all
the way.
artists see it, if they be like tagging artists, and you have an artist in your DMs and you hype like, oh yo, Fat Joe hit me up.
Or
He trying to
whoever.
get you for that mixtape that he gonna drop.
Yo. Why you blowing the spot, man? TNC was working on a mixtape right
Snitching.
now.
I'm snitching.
Right.
I better be on that mixtape though.
Nah,
Oh,
yeah,
you
he'll
will,
put
definitely.
you on with like
Definitely.
80 other artists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We should
so-
start doing that in CHH now.
What's
What
that?
was that?
Do that. We'll charge up and coming artists
Oh, this
to
guy,
get on the track.
Yikes.
this guy here.
For 50%, right? I think people are doing that already.
This dude, he's
Oh,
giving
wow.
out 360
Shots fired.
deals.
Sign 'em. We'll give you a 360.
Wow.
3-year deals, right? 50%. We handle all the
Wow.
marketing.
50, that's too much.
Switch
That's the
night.
going rate. That's the going rate.
50% for what though?
Streams, right? For publishing, right?
Streams
that's
or
not the deal.
publishing?
Publishing. That's not the
don't
deal.
know. I don't know about that deal. Well, who's giving that deal?
I heard some outlets. I heard some outlets are doing that. You know what I mean?
It ain't on y'all
Thank God it's
side.
not
It ain't
me.
on y'all side. So.
Yeah, I mean,
Publishing though? 50%?
that's for 3 years. 3 years. You know what's that? That's nothing.
Publishing though?
The people that are doing it have a big platform.
I can see streams, but
Yeah,
not
no,
publishing.
yeah. I don't think it's publishing though. Isn't it just streams?
Oh, you know what?
Different people do different
I didn't
things.
sign a 360 deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know Switch has a 360 deal with TNC.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Anything he puts out, you know what I'm saying? We get
Anything
Sana,
split,
you
puts
got-
out, he got a split, yo.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
That's right.
That's cool.
Everything.
There you go.
But y'all ain't
go,
getting
lawyers.
nothing because
He
I ain't
accepted.
putting nothing out. So y'all good.
Wow. What you mean? You gotta do Young C a verse. You gotta do.
Oh, that's true. You gotta do a
Locator.
collab with
Come
Young
on.
C. That's right. We
Yeah, I'm
broke
a
in that deal
podcaster.
on the show.
I'm a podcaster now, man. I'm good.
Wow.
Oh, he's straight. He good out here.
See, he probably waiting for the verse, gonna see this and be like, "What?" Wow.
Man, speaking about verses, what's up with AI? AI, wait, did you drop something last year?
She did. She dropped a
Music?
single.
No, you dropped a single.
I dropped 2 singles
Preach,
last year.
right?
No, but she was telling us that she gonna.
Yeah.
No.
Remember, I was going to drop the joint. I said, I'm going to be I know what I said. I said,
No, you said you were gonna drop
I'ma
an
be-
album.
yeah. What? Nope. I said,
No, she said
want
something.
to drop
She
the
drop
album
something,
this year. If I don't, then I'm trash. And I'm trash because I didn't. And I said, drop this year. It is what it is.
That's you know what.
That's
you're
the
right.
first thing I
Those are
thought.
your words.
Y'all the first ones I thought of when we realized like, yeah, this ain't gonna work out. I was like, dag, I'm trash. Said if I go back on there, they're gonna bring that joint up.
Nah, but you
Here
did
we
drop
are.
a single though. You did drop a single though, right?
I did. I dropped
You
2
dropped the end of
singles.
video.
You dropped 2.
Yeah.
I dropped
which one? Wait, which one?
2 videos, 2 singles. Everybody forgets that "Don't Fail Me" song. I dropped in August with a video. It was on my anniversary, my 10-year anniversary with my bae. Shout out to Josh.
Hey,
Shout out to Josh, man.
So dope.
Always in the
Real brother.
comments.
I'm gonna be hanging with him after this. So yeah, I dropped "Don't Fail Me" in August, and then "Preach."
Wait, you were on the show in August? I thought it was like later.
No. I dropped "Don't Fail Me" way before I got on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's what I meant. Like you were on
Oh,
the
I'm
show,
sorry.
and then right after that, you dropped Preach.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, it's because I was just saying like because you did say you were gonna drop something. I didn't expect the album. I don't know if you said an album. I don't remember that. So when you dropped Preach, I was like, okay, cool. She got some heat. I wish she would have announced it on the show. Yeah,
I definitely said I really want to drop my album this year.
yeah.
And if I don't, I'm trash. I know I said that.
So, but you got the album dropping this Friday.
Yep. This Friday.
Right.
Thank
You
God.
dropped 3 singles already, right?
3 singles. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Well, you
the
got
joint
Preach,
with Busy.
Relentless, and
4 singles.
Facts, right?
4 singles.
4.
Yeah.
Is it 4?
What's the other one?
"Don't Fail Me" is on this project. It's just that I dropped
Oh,
it.
that's why.
You dropped it way early. Okay.
Dropped it way
early.
Yeah, gotcha.
I dropped that joint early because I wanted to drop it
Dropped
on
it.
my
Okay, then, yeah.
anniversary day.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yo, I
Yeah.
saw you got East Side on this one.
East
Yes.
Side. Facts.
I put Eastside on there.
That's the junk goes.
So what's the name of this album?
Soul's Acrylic.
What would you come up with that name?
Cause I'm
That painting theme, right?
I'm an artist. Yeah. Soul's Acrylic is like the paint of my soul, basically. Acrylic is acrylic, paint. And so the idea is that the music is my way of an art escape. So I'm painting portraits. It's a dual meaning. It's also like God is that author and I'm what he's painted. And
Right.
I'm going forth with this, talents, gift, skills, whatever the case is, to showcase the paint, So that's kind of overall. I'd say it's like part 2 of Blank Canvas.
Okay.
Because you got Blank Canvas,
Right.
and you got Soul's Acrylic.
Really?
Right.
I like
So-
that you intertwine your you know what I mean? It's like a theme going on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I like how you intertwine, and that's something that's part of your life as well. It's not
Yeah.
just, let me come
Yeah,
up
I
with
take-
a fancy shit, a nice name. It's like this
Yeah.
is stuff that I relate to. This is stuff that I've come up with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I take this serious. I take it serious when I try to come up with my branding. I needed to come up with something that, 5 years or 10 years from now, I don't feel like, I wish I didn't do that. I'm pretty confident that 10 years from now, I'm going to look back and say, man, that's good. I'm proud of myself within those moments. I didn't compromise. I stayed true to Christ. I stayed true to my family, my foundation. I stayed true to my style. And yeah, I think I'm gonna look back and be happy about these moments. So yeah, that's what I'm trying. Not I'm trying. That's what I'm doing.
So you dropping a full length album?
Yep, 16 tracks.
What?
So,
All right, so you're not trash then, because
nah, it's a full joint.
we got a full joint at least. At least you ain't give us like, oh, I'm just giving you 5 songs and that's it.
Nah,
I already released 4 of them, and I'm gonna give one more extra.
no, I had to give all of me, you know. And honestly, it's not all of me. I'm sure there's more I could have added. Originally, I was trying to do 10. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 10 tracks, and then it was like a battle between like me and myself. Really, I was like, I'm gonna do 10, and then as I start creating music, I'm like, nah, man, they might get 20 tracks, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna give up 20 tracks. And I was like, no, I gotta chill. I gotta chill up off of 20. That's too much. And so it turned from 10, me saying 20, to 14, to 18, and then I settled on 16 tracks.
Sweet.
And some of these tracks are like 4 minutes long.
Wow,
That's what's up.
Bringing it back.
Yeah.
All I can do is be me.
Yeah.
And create music as I do, you know. I didn't want to compromise that. I got some songs on there that's a lot shorter, and because that's what I felt was necessary in that moment. But yeah, there's some that's like, no, I actually have a lot to say, and it's going to take me 4 minutes and 30 seconds to do it.
Now, are you dropping like some kind of something tangible as well, like gifts as well, or like something that, like your album with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a merch pack, and as a matter of fact, I just got a message from Telegram showing me all the pieces in separate graphics. So I have a shirt, the Pray Push Persevere, and I got it right here. Young Pray Push Persevere shirt.
Yeah, that's the new joint. I got the old joint. I got to upgrade.
Yeah, you got to upgrade. It's nice. It's nice. I collaborated with a guy's name is Steven Davis. So shout out to 40K Designs. He goes by Feet for Thought.
Across the pond, right?
Yeah, UK.
Oh, UK, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's really good at what he does. He does, man. Because he took my creative concept and he made it happen. He really did. So all of the graphic design, art, and all of that stuff you see, that's our collaboration. It's a mixture between my original photography and his graphic design and all the paint splashes and stuff you see. But as far as back to the merch pack, there's gonna be a shirt. I'm kind of looking at the pieces. There's a shirt. There's an art print of the cover of Soul's Acrylic. It's gonna be a 10 by 10 art print. And it's a book. I did a photographic and poetic journal. So there's my original photos in there, my original poetry in there, and then pages where you can write and write your thoughts. There's an enamel pin, and stickers, and then the physical CD. So that whole merch
I think I saw the art print with Jared and Bernie Sanders, if I'm not mistaken.
Yo, listen, let me tell you. That was Josh's idea, bruh.
Blame Josh. Wow.
No, not for real talk. It was his idea. If it was mine, I would take it. Like, yo, I thought of that. Yo, I'm sitting there and he does what he usually does, flicking through, and we kept seeing these pictures with the memes with Bernie sitting in different places. And so he was like, yo, you should put Bernie on the edge of the couch of Jerry Sanders' picture. And I was like, oh, that's funny. So I went in and I started doing it. Right. And then he was like, yo, you should put your project cover on the wall over the picture. I'm like, I knew why I married you. You're smart. You're smart. You're loyal.
It's like, wait, let's not just stop there.
Right.
Let's go even more with it.
Right.
Man,
right.
Listen,
you got an album coming up. We need to promote this. Go ahead and put your album cover up.
Yo, man. My crazy self, right? Like, cause I'm real, like, I'm a perfectionist. I'm an artist, right? So I'm sitting there like trying to trim the photo in there. I'm like, man, forget this. I ain't got time for all of this. He was like, no, you got to do this. You got to do this. And so finally, yeah, I put it together. I got water, but I'll take it. Because Josh came in the room just now talking about
what's
you.
going on?
I told him about how you came up with the Jared Sanders joint.
Oh yeah, man. Elite trolling.
Elite trolling, he said. But yeah, man, I put that joint out there. It was funny. It was good. It was good.
That was
so. What are some of the artists that you or producers, videographers and stuff, people that you've worked with on this project? 'Cause I know you shot something with Ryan Lamar, right?
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah. So I want to make sure that like people understand with the Ryan Lamar situation. Like, first of all, it's super dope experience going out there, meeting him and working with his team. I want to say when we went out there, that was the first time all of GOM was together. So that was really cool. The whole team was together.
Right.
But yo, that whole thing was Bizzle. That's a Bizzle thing. And it's not just about me. Everyone is going to get like their time as they drop their project or what have you. But that's like, it's just me.
You setting it
being
off.
the first one. Yeah, set it off. So I just wanted to like, make sure people don't think like that was like something that I initiated or anything. I didn't. That's a Bizzle initiation. That was a dope thing that he did. It's cool that I was the first one that got that, get it catapulted. But I'm actually gonna drop my kind of announcement. We actually pushed back my original announcement for the project because that joint was so freaking fire. So, but you'll be able to see.
He had you guys looking like the Avengers. I was
I was nervous. I'm gonna be real. I was nervous when we were doing it because I'm like, we're chained up with with pillowcases on our heads. Like, what's going on, bruh? But I was down for the ride, man. I've done a lot of different theater productions and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, I get to do my little acting thing with my hardcore stare at the camera. But yeah, that was a dope. That was really, really dope. And the original announcement is going to be dropped on Friday, and it's super like me, poetic and hip hop-ish, so it's cool.
So was the purpose of that like for y'all getting together, flying out there? Was it just for the Ryan Lamar thing, or were y'all gonna work together as well?
Oh no, we got things coming.
They got that GOM album coming, bro.
We got things coming, man.
Yeah. They've been working, man. Y'all, GOM has been consistent dropping. You got Jared, Dayton. Everybody's been working, man. Selah.
Yep. That's right.
I think the only one that we don't really hear the most is Bumps, right?
Bumps, yeah.
Yeah, he working too, man. He got something coming.
I heard he got something that's coming that's going to wow everybody. So
a little grace for my bro. He got like 7 kids, so I mean, no, for real.
I hear that.
So yeah. He Bumps makes a lot of music, a lot. But he's coming out with the project pretty soon. Yeah.
So he was out there too, right? Because you said everybody was there.
Everybody was there. I was so happy.
You said everybody.
So happy.
That's dope. So what other collaborations we got on the album?
So let me see. I had Creator shot a couple videos.
He's dope.
Yeah, he is. He's dope. I love working with him. He really understands me creatively. I can say what I need to say and he knows what I want. And he does. He actually did my first official video, the one I dug into my pocket. I was like, I'm going to invest in myself. He did the first one. So I collaborated with him. My engineer, Carolina Blue, shout out to him. Very dope. He engineered or produced a good deal of the music on here, and then I had some other producers, one in which is in our circle as well. His name is Elias, and he used to go by Arrow. I'm not sure if you know him or not, but he produced the Grown Woman track. It's really dope. Who else? Who else did I work with? And some other ones like Epic the Dawn, Blue Magic. I didn't work with a whole lot of people when it came to producing. I'm real picky when it comes to that. Can't think of anyone else.
I see you got Jared and Bizzle on here.
Oh yeah, as
Say
far
La.
as features, yep. Everybody from GOM except for Bumps and Dayton, I got on there, and then Ishan and B Angelique.
Hey.
Nice.
B Angelique is fire, y'all. Y'all
Okay.
heard of her, right?
No,
I haven't. You gotta put us on.
Who's that? You put us on.
She sings or raps?
She raps, man.
She raps?
She throws down.
B
She's fire.
Angelique. That's her
B
name.
Angelique, yeah.
Okay.
She's been around for a while.
Oh, word?
Yeah. She's fire. And then a woman who lives in my city, her name is Jana Reed. She sings. She's on one of my songs too.
Nice.
So yeah, nice little collab. I kept it close to home for this project.
Dope. How
I'm
was that
looking-
collab with Ishan?
Fire.
Yeah, I want to hear that. Oh, that's
Yeah, I wanna
that's
hear that.
bars.
It's gonna be
That's
some
bars and
lyrical-
bars.
It's a beautiful song, I think. I believe it's a beautiful song.
Nice.
Can't
Yeah.
wait to hear it.
How'd you get connected with God Over Money?
Can I be real with y'all?
Really?
I mean,
Of
all I
course.
can be is real, right?
I hope you've been
I'm gonna
real
be
with
honest with y'all.
Right.
I'm gonna be so honest with y'all. I'm so tired of answering this question.
Forget the question then.
I be getting this question all the time, but I mean, I'll answer it. It's not. I don't have a problem with answering it.
You give the 5-second
Yeah.
explanation.
Because
Back in-
you guys had the thing out in Buffalo, right? With the Rebel Against the World kind of thing.
Yeah. It was a collective, support system. Basically,
Yeah.
what it was, like a movement, and we would literally monetarily support each other.
Nice.
But we worked in different capacities. My church was working with Zadok on bringing different artists in. Bizzle was one of the artists we brought in because back then we thought he was super dope. I can't remember what year it was or time frame or whatever, but it was some time ago. We brought him in and got to know him. That's when I had the initial connection. I remember sending him music. He liked it, and then I don't know what happened from there. But then I got connected with Selah and Dayton and all the rest of the bros, and we all just anytime people came to Buffalo, it was gonna be a fire time because our pastor is super dope. We'd have the concert and all of that good stuff, and then we'd go to my church and chop it up. And eat buffalo wings from Lenova's, and then we would get into the theology. Like, okay, cool, cool, that's great. You performed, nice, that's cute. But where you at theologically? Like, how do you feel about speaking in tongues? How do you feel about paying tithes and really some tough topics or whatever?
Right.
Talk about tulip and fivefold ministry and things like that. So everybody just loved the conversations we have. I think that relationships were built there with different people from God Over Money. And so as time went on, I would have these conversations with like Dayton. He listened to some of my music. He'll give me critiques. Same thing with Selah. And then from there, I don't know, man. I really don't know. It just happened. Really. It just happened. Biz reached out to me and was asking me some questions, and I'm like, what's going on, Biz? Like, what's good? Like, what? He was like asking me questions about like, am I a part of what Zadok was doing? Y'all know Zadok, right?
Yeah.
Of course. He asked me, was I a Hebrew Israelite? I was like, no, man, I'm not no Hebrew Israelite.
You rocking tassels.
Right. Right, man. So anyway, we were talking for a little bit, and I was like, "Yo, man, what are you trying to ask me something, dude? Just go ahead on and ask." He was like, "Yeah, man, I would like to know if you would want to be part of God Over Money," and I was like, "Wow, that's dope." I just want to let you know that I'm gonna have 5 million questions. So if you down for answering all of my questions, then
Right.
cool. Cause for those who don't know, like it wasn't like I was looking to be signed to a label. It just
Right.
happened out of that conversation, and
Right.
I never thought of it until then. Like, oh shoot, like
Because you had already dropped the project.
yeah, I dropped Severed Threads.
Right.
And then during the time of me connecting and coming on to God Over Money, I had another project in which Biz wanted me to drop it after the release, but I felt like I wanted to have another project under my belt before I went into the situation. I had already
Right.
worked on it. I had already put the time in, and I was like, let me just drop this joint as me, you know, and then work fresh after that. So yeah, man, that's the short version.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope.
Dope. Yeah.
We don't be hearing that. I know you get asked that a lot, but it's good to
do.
hear that.
I gave y'all some stuff that I don't think I talked about, so that's cool. The one question that I'm tired of. Yeah, guess what other question I'm tired of?
Does Josh write
favorite
your
song?
raps?
What? What'd you say? What you said, Switch?
What's your favorite song?
Does Josh write my raps? Nah.
You're not tired of that one?
No, it's fine. You know, Josh inspires the music. The question I'm kind of tired of is, how does it feel to be the first female?
Oh,
God
you know
Over
him?
Money. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that one.
I'm like, come on, y'all.
Being the only female on God Over Money.
But I'm not though.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not. That's how I feel. I feel like, yo, Shavana is dope in what she
Right.
does. She is in my opinion, maybe I'm the first female artist,
Right.
Right.
not the first woman
Right.
on it. And I feel like people should acknowledge her for that. You know,
Right. She's very involved.
she's very involved and she's very dope, and
Right.
she kills it. She's a great, from the outside looking in, she's a great wife, she's an awesome mother, and she holds it down as an entrepreneur, and she needs to get her respect. So when people say, how does it feel to be the first female on GOM, I'll be like, I am not.
You're like,
But I'm the first artist.
Lady. Right.
Don't call me first lady.
Right. I'm not the first lady. Right.
Yeah.
That's natural. People are gonna automatically assume that.
Yeah, they are, and I get it. In which I am excited, because though it is tiring to hear that, like I get it. You know, don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to discourage the question. At the same time, I'm like, yo, it's an opportunity for me to say, hey, let's focus on this woman who's been there since the beginning.
Right.
Since the beginning, killing it, and people don't really get to see her like that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but
That's dope. I'm glad that you said that too, because you're right. I don't think that she gets the prop she deserves. You know what I mean?
yeah, she's not just a woman that's like clinging on to Bizzle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She's like a force.
Right.
She's a force over there. You know, and I think she should definitely get her respect.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I guess people ask that getting signed question, because I'm sure there's other artists that are like, yo, how do I get in contact with Bizzle?
How do I get signed? Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's always that situation where it's like, all right, how did you get on? You know what I mean? What was it that caught
Right.
Bizzle's
I
attention?
understand.
So
Yeah.
just
You know
bring it
what?
off-
You're right. I understand that aspect of it. I truly do. Yeah, that makes sense, because people are interested. I think differently, and sometimes the way that I think perhaps clouds my mind on some things sometimes. 'Cause some things that I could care less about,
Yeah.
really do mean a lot, and it makes sense for it to mean something. And
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah, people may hear the story and be like, oh wow, because I do want to say one thing, as far as Bizzle getting to the point where he wanted to ask me to join. One of the things he said was, that stood out. It's not only the music, it's what I'm about. It's that community aspect. Like, I'm really doing something on the ground level. You know what I mean? And I think
Right.
that probably should be known from other artists or what have you. Like, yo,
Right.
just do you. Like, do in a certain, like, I say that, but I'm not saying like be trash and just keep being trash. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm saying like, yo, like, you see yourself as a certain artist or what have you, work hard. If you get critiques, don't throw them away like, oh man, whatever, you're just hating. Like, listen to the critique, evaluate it, and then make a decision, get better and grow. But I personally feel like, well, at least for me, I wasn't in it chasing, trying to get on a platform.
Right.
Like, music was just always just that thing that I just couldn't stop doing because it's just part of me and part of my coping process. And I just kept doing it, and the more that I saw growth and development in it, the more I pursued it, you know. My battery exhausted. You can hear me, but you can't see me. My bad, guys.
Yeah, we could see the battery exhausted.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a good takeaway though for artists to see is that you really have to invest in yourself. You know what I mean? And you know, you were saying like you don't want to, you know, put out trash, but I think in investing in yourself, you learn a lot. You know, like I'm not gonna spend, you know, $500, $1,000 on a music video if I'm not going to promote it properly, just so that 7 people could see it, right? And so I need to figure out, how to market that.
Right.
I need to figure out how to get Spotify streams. I need to figure out how to get outlets to write about me and all that sort of, all those sort of things. And personally, I saw a glimpse of that when you dropped your first project. And so I was like, so when you signed with GOM, I was like, yo, this is dope. Like, she deserves this because she's been grinding. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And people just think, I think when people see that, they just think like it's
I just came out of nowhere.
Right, like a Cinderella story almost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not really seeing like the grind.
Like, yo,
right.
Not knowing, like, many people don't know, like, I used to rap before Christian hip hop. Before I stepped into this space, I rapped out in the street like a crazy person. You know what I mean? Like, I was in clubs rapping and battling, and I was part of a group called The Swamp. And I was part, man, I have my history that people wouldn't see and wouldn't know because that's the past. Right. And that's long ago and over, and then I came into this space just really on some, I can't stop rapping. I can't stop doing this music thing. Right. And I'm going to do it. And when I learned about Christian hip hop, I thought it was trash. And I was like, yo, what is these dudes doing? They trying to sound like what I used to listen to. Right. And back when I was rapping in the hood, you rap about what you doing. Mm-hmm. And if people find out that what you saying ain't true, man, you done for. So you had like you basically people weren't selling it to me enough. Right. But then I heard Ambassador and I heard The Truth, and I'm like, yo, these boys can really rap and they sound dope and they talking about something good. And so I then started to really try to develop the skill of being me as a rap, like my style, but speaking on things that were happening surrounding me from a Christian perspective. But then, when I wanted to be really good, I would go to my Bible, open it up, like, and read scripture. Like, okay, how do I translate what I just read into some bars? Right. And that's what I would do. Like, just try to, and sound good though. Like, not like don't sound corny, you know.
Right.
So find some good beats and, you know, try to, you know, shape and mold it so that it sounds decent. People weren't there and didn't hear the high chipmunk sounding voice that I had when I first started. Like, people weren't there when I was rapping, trying to sound like Eminem and just like high pitch, all of these like syllables and words.
Yeah.
People weren't there when I was rapping and I sounded too poetic and you couldn't follow a rhythmic pattern.
So you got some throwbacks of that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we need that. We need that. We gonna leak it.
Yeah.
He said we gonna leak it.
He said, yeah, we need it so we can leave.
Look at your face. Like, really, dude? You trying to
It's really
sabotage my
bad.
career?
It's really, really bad. It's terrible. A lot of that stuff is terrible. I was listening to it the other day with my son. Some old music that I recorded. I mean, the recordings, the production was trash because I was recording it on my computer and I didn't know what I was doing. You could hear my son in the background when he was little, and you hear him with his
Sounds like
little
our
cars.
podcast.
Gee, I wonder who.
You hear the little cars in the background. He's like, I'm like, yo, man, hey, we all come from somewhere, so I definitely didn't come overnight. I've been grinding, and I don't even feel like I look back and I say, yo, I've worked hard.
Right.
But in the moment, I was just moving, you know.
Right.
I was just moving. It's dope.
Nope. Word.
That's what's up, man. Well, we thank you for being here. Before
no
we
doubt.
wrap up, we got our scripture today. We got Proverbs 19:8. Whoever gets sense loves his own soul. He who keeps understanding will discover good. Amen.
That's not King
God.
James version, is it?
Nah, that's the
Course.
ESV.
I could tell.
Extra
You
save
King
version.
James? Wait, you King James only? 1969?
Now I'll do amplified.
Amplified.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
I like the amplified version. I like that. And then I'll go to Matthew Henry commentary sometimes. You know.
Nice.
But when you say when you get sense, I was like, yeah, that's something else. Because it's when you get wisdom, right?
Yeah.
And King James version, yeah.
Yeah.
Dope.
Proverbs
So,
is my favorite.
Nice. So AI, where can people follow you? Where can people find you? And where can people stream your music?
You
let
can
them
go to my main place of residence, which is my website, aitheanomaly.com. And then I lodge sometimes. I lodge at IG. And you can find me, AI The Anomaly. You can find me there. And sometimes I vacate over to Twitter. You can find me there. Same thing, AI The Anomaly. YouTube, all of that stuff. But really, if you go to my website, you can find all sources of ways to find me.
Nice.
So definitely aitheanomaly.com.
Yo,
It's
that
Friday,
just-
y'all.
like,
Get that album.
Hamptons.
Yeah.
What you said, Jimmy?
I said that sounds like I somewhere in the Hamptons.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
So links will be in the description. Anything that we talk about or any guests that we have, links will always be in the description so you can find out more about them and more about us as well. So we thank you for
Yeah.
listening, watching.
Stream that album all weekend long.
Yeah,
All
drop
weekend.
some
Like nonstop while you sleeping, let it play. You know what I
word,
mean? Every
Word.
device.
word. Drops on Friday, so
Buy
make
it.
sure you get it. We hope
Yeah,
you enjoy.
facts.
Yeah, we hope you enjoy this episode. Make sure to leave a comment or a review on Apple Podcast. And don't forget to get your merch. Shop.that'snotchristian.com. We are the fastest growing, realest Christian podcast. We'll see you in the next
Your
episode.
fastest favorite podcast.
Peace. Let's go.
Peace.